Hello, everybody. It's your boy WeezyFMamba, and we are back at it again with another Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game video. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate all the love and support we have gotten on the channel as of late. Either here on YouTube as well as over on Twitch. You guys have been absolutely killing it. Numbers and everything. I appreciate it. Let's get right to it. Today's agenda, we're going to go ahead and go over the 5 best loadouts for each killer. One loadout for each killer with the 5 best builds for each killer. And this will be the final build video for killers until we get the new killer Black Nancy dropping in the game at some point. We don't have any information on when Black Nancy will be released. There hasn't even been a official announcement from Gun yet on her, just all the leaks that we have discovered. So anyways, let's get right to it, man. We're gonna go ahead and swap it over to the game itself, guys. Let's check it out. By the way, if you guys didn't know, the Nicotero Leatherface skin is out. It's just a joke, all right? Come on now, let's get to it, man. Let's go ahead and take a look. We're gonna go over the progressions. We'll start with the man, the myth, the legend, Leatherface, aka Bubba himself. Let's go ahead and show you the best build. Now, we have changed this build once again. In fact, I changed it today. This is why it made me want to record this video, because we have some updated builds from a couple of killers. A couple of them stayed the same, but we'll get right to it, okay? So first off, we're going to start with the MAME. Super easy. This is your guys' star sign, aka the MAME. You're always going to want to go left, mid, mid. Considering if you don't, any form of overhead swing, if you don't have stalling resistance at 20%, you will always stall your chainsaw. Always. No matter what. I promise. So you have to go left, mid, mid. You can go right, mid, mid if you don't feel comfortable with, if you feel comfortable enough to not overheat from excessive revving. But I'm always fucking revving because I'm always running, because I want to have my stamina completely drained, and I will show you why. So yes, this is the MAME for Leatherface. Let's go ahead and head over to the perks. We are officially going back to full damage, okay? We were running the previous Scout violent and hysterical strength build that a lot of people used for my previous videos, and I appreciate everybody that has done that. But once you play your 3rd or 4th game without Scout again on Leatherface, you will get used to it, I promise. It is abysmal on that first game without Scout, because you really feel it in the gameplay. But I promise you guys, there are so many people running toughness builds now, and it is absolutely insane. You have overhead swings into 2 swipes and somebody finds an iframe. With this build, this gives you the best possible chance of performing the most damage, period. Activated. Why? Because Feral is overkill, right? If you put Feral in, you're going to have 7 points, and your savagery will spawn at 47. You might as well just use the 10 for the savagery, okay? Don't use Feral. It's overkill, okay? As far as activated, you're always getting stunned. How many times? You get stabbed in the back, shoulder charge from Leland, door slam, etc., etc. There's so many incidents where you are fucking stunned in this game, and activated at level 3 is ridiculous. 20% more damage, extra damage for 40 seconds. The proc is long as fuck, and it is super nice. Especially against the sweat squads that want to abuse bone scraps as well as door slams. I promise you guys, this is the way to go. Clearly, big swings, we already know. If we're going to go for the biggest damage output, we're going to go ahead and attack 15% extra damage. Don't worry about stamina consumption. You know why? Because Leatherface never runs out of stamina. You're always running anyway. It is a known thing. If you're fast revving, or if you're high revving and have overhead rev, you're going to be running, period. It's not scary at all. You don't have to worry about it. Big swings only ever on Leatherface. I promise you, you don't want to use it on anybody else. We'll get to the actual builds for everybody else after this. And then last but not least is Hysterical Strength. We all know why, because with Leatherface, you always want to be in red stamina, considering he never stops running if you're just using your overhead. Run animation, which is great. This is why you got to learn how to get really, really good at revving at the right spot where it keeps you at an overhead swing at all times and not overheating. Tinker around with it and play around, and you guys will get practicing. You will totally figure out how to get the rev to stay where it needs to be without overheating. I promise you. As far as grandpa perks, super easy. We all know the Animal Farm is terrible. Brute strength and swinging for the fences are going to be your best bet as far as these go. But if you know me and anybody that plays really good family gameplay, all you need is one person running exterior alarms. You never really want to equip grandpa perks, but just so you know, these are the two that are the best out of the bunch for him. As far as executions go, we have the new execution, but it is pay to lose. It's 9 seconds long. Okay, it's 9 seconds long. Gutted like a deer. This is 12 seconds. Face grinder, gutted like a deer, and drilling down. Again, these are the shortest animations in the game. You're gonna want to use those if you are trying to like get out of the execution animation as fast as possible. Again, savagery 50. We all know why. He's a brute strength. We need to have him at the highest damage output. The reason why I go blood harvesting instead of endurance, people are going to ask, why did you not put in endurance? Is because I want Leatherface's endurance to be the lowest possible. That way, I proc hysterical strength faster. If I moved my endurance all the way up to 50, then hysterical strength would never proc. Okay, you always want to be below a 15% stamina for hysterical strength to work. And that's why I leave it at the base endurance strength. Okay, that is Leatherface, super easy. Let's move on. Cook build. Guys, I've gone over the cook build so many times on this channel, and it was, you know, fired up off rip, and there was nothing better. But we've officially found out that that's incorrect, and we'll show you why. Okay, once again, by the way, I'm so sorry. Before we get to that, I have to show you the skill tree, which route we took. Here you go. Here's the Leatherface route. Again, hysterical strength and activated are both random perks. You have to randomize. I randomize violence as well. This is a great perk for Leatherface because not a lot of times you're going to be having time to dump blood off. But running activated and hysterical strength actually gives you a chance to feed without any penalty to your damage. So again, we take the left side for that. Make sure you random roll hysterical strength and activated at the very least. If you want to try 3 for 3 and go for violent, that is your choice. But you have a lot of bad random perks with Leatherface, okay? Okay, moving back to the cook. So sorry. Back to the cook. We'll show the trees, I promise. As far as the ear goes, this is what you want to rock. Right, mid, right. You want the family, your friends, your teammates to see them marked, okay? Again, none of this shit stacks, so you have to make sure that you kind of zigzag in the MAME or in the star sign, is what we call it. Again, right, mid, right for that. Super easy. As far as the perks go, Cook is basically done with what he's capable of doing and what actually is the most broken build in the game for him. It's really going to be hard to change the Cook build ever at this point because of that. As far as this go, we all know security pins is an absolute must on the Cook. Anytime that you place down a padlock, it is 50% harder to unlock for victims. It is absolutely broken sometimes. Take it from somebody who mains Connie on the victim side and has a max proficiency, max stealth build. we literally have, it still takes 12 to 15 seconds longer to unlock a padlock with this build. Um, and if they combine it with Nobody Escapes Hell, it's even crazier, okay? Um, so, yes, security pins, absolute must. Serrated, okay? Serrated's busted, dude. This guy has so much extra damage that he can output for this particular reason. I promise you guys, you don't need to run blood harvesting builds with Cook. Everybody's like, oh, cap, cap, cap. Dude, trust me on this. This is a must, man. Serrated is insane. It is a randy dandy, okay? Make sure you randomize, and I'll show you guys those rolls here on the skill tree after this. We all know how broken OP Serrated is as far as victims hit by the perk holder take 1 hit power per second of extra damage for the next 5 seconds. Big time, okay? Scout. Once again, Scout's going to be on everybody else, okay? This is going to be the most universal perk in the game for everybody. It is an absolute must on Cook because he is a slowpoke. Your movement speed is increased by 15%, but melee damage is reduced by 10. Once again, this is why we beef up his melee damage again with Serrated and put 12 points into Savagery to get it to 47. We want to have Endurance at least 25 because it puts you over that next threshold, okay? As far as the executions go, doesn't matter what you pick with him. I always just go with the purchased one that we bought from the store. Stick it to him. I think it's the nicest one. As far as grandpa perks, once again, you only get 3 going in this route. And of course, exterior alarms is the most broken grandpa perk in the game. So it is the best one to use. And this is the skill tree that we take for this. We go straight up mid. Again, activated random roll. Okay. And then we also random roll serrated. So this is what we wanted. We actually rolled all the god rolls for everybody, all the perks that I wanted on Cook and Leatherface and all the other killers. We went 3 for 3 on all of the random rolls. So I'll be showing you guys the 3 best random rolls that you can get along with these. Again, activated, serrated, and battering ram. Especially battering ram if you kind of want to troll around on Family House. It is kind of a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun to play with. So that's the route you take with Cook. Super easy. Let's move on. Hitch, my favorite. We all know what Hitch is like. This is super easy again. Right, mid, right. Again, these don't stack, but the third one is perfectly better. It's perfectly unstackable. So what it basically does is you increase your melee, your trap damage, increase your trap escape difficulty, and then bleed damage, which is massive in this. This is where we've changed up the build for Hitchhiker. In all previous videos, we've been using wireframe, okay? But you want to switch it up, okay? And I'm telling you guys, wireframe is still very viable. If you choose to do wireframe, you don't have to be like, oh, you're never gonna get kills or anything like that. Wireframe is great as chasing, but you still chase enough with Scout and Fired Up that easily tuckered out actually makes up for it. I promise you. With the stamina regen at 40% slower, but stamina regen at 90% fast here before the delay. Trust me, guys, it's only a 50% difference. So with that, Fired Up counters easily tuckered out and still gives you the chance to chase with the Scout. This is an amazing build with him, and we beef up the Savagery all the way to 36. We do go 25 blood harvesting because we want to make sure we have at least 100 blood to make up a grandpa level rank. And then endurance, we just put at 32 or at 30 so we can get to the next threshold. Okay, every 5 points, guys. There is a website that you can go to kind of look at what these do at each point interval. I promise you guys will not be disappointed in this build. As far as the kills, once again, we go with the You Hear Me. That way we get the DLC kill that we purchased, you know? As far as the skill tree go, pretty simple. Take the right route. You want to random roll Scout and easily tuck it out. I randomed Scout, ETO, and Tracker Tag. Those are the 3 perks that I feel are the best. Actually, I went 4 for 4. 4 for 4, sorry. Unless Tracker Tagged isn't a Randy. In fact, I don't think Tracker Tagged is random. It was Scout, Dinner Bell, and Easily Tuckered Out. Just because if they ever nerf ETO or if they ever nerf Wireframe, I have Dinner Bell as a backup, which is always great. Again, that is your Hitchhiker build. Super easy, super fun. Next will be, you know what? We're going to save Johnny for last because, believe it or not, Sissy's build is exactly the same. It's exactly the same. They are basically carbon copies of each other. Sissy's just fucking way worse because she doesn't have traps. Her poison is still viable in certain situations, but since her nerf, she's only good at feeding Grandpa. So simple as that. Sorry, something in my eyeball. As far as the main goes, pretty simple with her as well. We're mid, left, mid. We want to get that poison cloud to 55 seconds, a little bit, 5 extra seconds is huge. Obviously, we want the poison to have a special bleed damage, but at this point, like toxic cloud damage, I guess, which is great. Poison damage, right? So easy to get hers there. ETO, Scout, and Fired Up. Same build as Hitchhiker. If you want, you can make her just a complete blood runner and really, really speed up the game process by strictly getting the Grandpa to level 5 in the first couple of minutes. It's pretty huge. You're on the same page with everybody to not pick up any of the blood buckets, only you. That's great. But again, I feel like chase builds are a necessity in this game. Speed is a necessity in this game, and that's how you want to go. Again, Grandpa perks, we all know it's just exterior alarms at this point. I do use the flower power because it is the DLC kill, like I said from before. We get her blood harvesting to 40, 25 endurance because we get to the next part. And since her base savagery is so fucking weak, we have to just beef her savagery up. That's that. Sissy's tree kind of sucks because of the situation. She only gets 24 skill points, but you have to do it to take this route. I'll tell you why. And what I did was, again, rolled, activated, Scout and Fired Up and ETO, or Scout, ETO, and Fired Up are already in her tree, so this makes it a little bit easier. You get the build literally here. None of the random perks matter, but I always random the best ones, just so we know that if they ever do nerf Scout or ETO in the future, anything like that, we will have the best backup perks already maxed out. Hysterical Strength, and then of course you guys got Big Swings, which was again a random roll, but this thing fucking sucked on her. It is level 3 because I just grinded all her perks to level 3 anyways. As you can see, everything's always level 3 on my stuff for everybody. So perfect. That is her build. Again, her skill tree is this route to the right. And then her, we already went over her attributes. So yeah, that's Sissy. And then let's finish this video off with Johnny Boy. All right. Pretty simple, pretty well-known build. Everybody knows this build. First off, we're going to show you the star sign, the main. Hunt, quicker recharge, increased clue range, analyze clues faster. Just go right, mid, left, and you're good to go on Johnny. We all know that Johnny is a powerhouse. Damage. This is how you have to do it. By the way, don't do this. Do this. I was running a blood harvesting build earlier. Serrated. Scout. Fired Up. Okay? All know why. The Grandpa perks on Johnny are pretty ass in comparison to everybody else. If you're on Family House, Windom, if you're on any other map, well. I use again the Knife Party Execution because it's paid DLC. And then as far as the skill tree, this is Johnny's skill tree. Okay? Get activated, you gotta roll Scout, and you have to roll Serrated on this map, right? So that is the build that I go up. Of course, I went with Blood Banker and Universal Donor, just in case if I ever decided to do like a blood harvest build with Johnny. But again, he's only more reliable when it comes to being a powerhouse chaser to help Leatherface in the basement, get those high damage numbers, and basically 1 to 2 shot Connies and Sunnies. Like, that's his job. So again, I still think he's the second worst killer in the game, slightly in front of Sissy. We'll be doing a tier list video at some point, maybe next week, before Black Nancy comes out. We might wait until after Black Nancy and Danny come out for the tier list video. In fact, we'll probably. Anyways, that's the build for Johnny. As far as his attribute points, you get 30 of them with this route. You obviously want to beef up your savagery to max and put everything else in endurance. Again, it is an absolute must to have Scout on Johnny. He's pretty slow without Scout. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty slow. Just want to roll it, man. That is the video. That's the build. The 5 best builds, 1 for each killer. We will be doing some more build videos for victim-sided updates since the new patch. We're going to figure out some new tags. We've actually changed up a few builds as well on that side. But in the meantime, these are your 5 best builds for each family member. I do appreciate you guys so much. It would be extremely helpful. We literally just hit partner status on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support on Texas Chain Saw Massacre right here on my channel. Make sure to head on over to Twitch every Thursday evenings and Monday mornings to catch me live playing Texas Chain Saw Massacre. Don't forget to drop a follow over on Twitch as well. We're about to hit our 1,000 follower mark within our first year of streaming. It's super exciting. And then right here, if you like what you see, please like the video, comment, let me know what you guys' favorite builds are to use, and don't forget to subscribe as it helps the channel out immensely. I appreciate you guys so much. We'll see you guys in that next video. Peace out.